Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. So today we are doing a little review, of first impressions, a tutorial on the Natasha Denona mini BIBA palette and the mini rose cheek duo. So I got both off Beautylish, and when I first saw these I fell in love with the tones. I thought it was very me, so I thought I would pick it up. This is my third Natasha palette, and then this is my first like cheek product from Natasha, so I'm really excited to share my thoughts on these two products. So with that being said, if you guys are curious about my opinion on them, then please continue watching. Alright, so I did do one eye off camera. This is the look that I came up with. I just did my regular old technique. I love how this turned out. I love the colors, I love the tones. I think it's just very me. So before we hop into the tutorial on this side, I thought I would show you guys what the palette looks like. So here we have the mini BIBA palette. It is $25 US, and it comes with 3 creamy matte, 1 creamy powder, and then 1 metallic shadow. I think the ratio is actually really beautiful. So I'm gonna start off with priming my eyes. I'm taking the ColourPop Party Proof Eye Primer. It's just the one that I'm using right now. I think you could just use concealer. I'm a pretty newbie to Natasha Denona. I have her mini Sunset palette, which I actually didn't really enjoy. I prefer this mini BIBA one a lot, but I heard from you guys that the mini Sunset, it's not her like best mini palette. And then I recently got the Retro palette, which is really nice. I like the formula, but I think the tones in this palette is definitely up more my vibe, because this palette, I would describe it to be like a nudie neutral brown with like a rosy undertone, if that makes sense. I don't know. I love anything muted. I love anything rosy. So when I saw this palette, I had to get it. And Morgan Turner, when I saw it on her, I was like, okay, I need this palette. So I'm starting off with this shade here called Plush. It is a creamy matte. I'm using my Morphe A11 brush, and I'm just going to work that straight into my crease. This is such a pretty like peachy color. You guys know how much I love my peaches, but it has a bit of like a pinky undertone to it as well. So it's like a mix of peach and pink. And I know I'm using a fluffy brush, but that just went on like a dream. I feel like it diffused itself out, you know, like it's so easy to work with. And I think this tone is so pretty. I love it. I don't have many Natasha palettes, like I said, so I don't know what your favorites are, but like this is my third Natasha palette, so I'm gonna have to say it's my favorite one because I just love the tones. I think the tones are so pretty. I can see myself using this like on the daily. It's so small. I would take this to travel even. Like it is just gorgeous. Like this color, it's my kind of color. Like this muted peachy rose. You guys know how I feel about these kind of shades, I feel. Taking my Morphe A29 brush, I'm just going to take the same shade all over my lower lash line. I'm just making sure I'm connecting the shadow at the outer corner here. Next up, going into this shade here called Izzy. It's also a creamy matte. I'm using my ColourPop E19 brush, and I'm going to focus this at the outer corners of my eyes, just packing on the color there. This is just slightly darker than the Plush shade, so it's just going to give a soft definition to the outer corners, but these two together, I think it's so pretty. Like it's so romantic. This muted brown, I love it. This palette actually gives It To Me Straight vibes a little bit. You guys know it's like one of my favorite palettes from ColourPop that they discontinued, and this is just giving me those vibes. Actually, after this look, I'll give you guys a comparison. I'll grab my palette out. I wish you guys could remind me because I might forget, but no, I will put up some comparisons for you. I'll put it here now so you guys can see it. I can definitely see myself using this shadow just all over my lid and be good to go. Like this would be a really nice and neutral muted color all over the lid for more of a daily eye look. Obviously I do want to show you guys most of the colors, so I'm also going to take that onto my lower lash line as well. This is the Morphe A19 brush, and I'm just going to focus it at the outer corners here. And I always like to go back in with like my previous brushes and just like just sit here and blend. I think this is why it takes so long to film and do my makeup, because like the eye look is blended, I feel, you know, but I'm just like, no, there's always a little more blending I can do. So I'm just here taking forever to get ready and just blending out my eyeshadow. But I love it, it's so fun. So I did take a bit of a wink, which is the creamy powder shade, and I'm using my Morphe M506 brush. And I didn't know what to do with this shade. I just sort of placed it right here, sort of at the outer corner going into the center, just to get a bit more definition and diffusion. It's a very pretty shade. The creamy powder would also be a really nice like all over lid color. All of these shades actually would be, but yeah, I kind of just did that with it. I didn't do too much with it. Now I'm taking this shade here, which is called Blaze Nude. I love that name. It's the only metallic. I'm using my ColourPop E19 brush. It is a really pretty, like, taupey silver. It almost has like a rosy undertone to it, but it definitely is a bit more taupe. Like if taupe could be a metallic shadow, it would be this color. I'm just placing that at the inner third of my eyes. This is just like my go-to look, guys. You guys know this technique. Transition, outer corner, metallic shadow, smoked out wing. That is just like me as a makeup look. Like that's all I do. It is very pretty. It's very reflective. There's a lot of little micro glitters in there as well. I think it's stunning. It is a stunning color indeed, guys. Indeed, indeed. So I'm just switching my brush to the Fenty Precision 220 brush to highlight my inner corners with that same shadow, and also on my lower lash, because you guys know I need an inner corner highlight. And then I'm just gonna go back into Wink just a little bit, just to blend that metallic into the mattes. Just sweeping it like this. And that is very pretty. This is a very, very pretty palette, guys. Alright, so now it's time for my wing. I'm taking my M Cosmetics Illustrative Brush Tip Eyeliner. Using this to create the base of my wing. And then taking the last shade, which is called Bruno, the Creamy Matte. Using my ColourPop E6 brush. I'm gonna use this to just smoke out this wing. I am so happy that there is a dark brown in this palette, and this dark brown is dark enough to smoke out a wing. Because sometimes there is like some darker browns that are not deep enough to smoke out a wing, you know? And this one is, so I like it. I think it just has really everything I need. We got the transition, we got the medium tone, and then we have a really dark tone that I can use to smoke out my wing liner. Now I'm just taking a black liquid liner to tightline my upper waterline. Using the e.l.f. Cosmetics No Budge Shadow Stick in Perfect Pearl. I'm gonna use this to tightline my bottom waterline. Giving my lashes a little curl, and then applying mascara to my top and bottom lashes. The mascara I'm using today is from Hemish. It's their Smudge Stop Mascara. And these are the lashes I'm going to be wearing today. It's from House of Lashes. It's the style Love and Light. And now it's time for the cheeks. We have the Mini Rose Cheek Duo. It is so mini. This is my first cheek product from Natasha, so I had no idea how small it was going to be. For comparison, I have the iPhone 12 Max, I think it's called. It's tiny. It's so cute. I really do love that because I have so many blushes and highlighters that I don't need full-size products, so this is really great. So this is what the palette looks like. It's $19 US. It comes with a cream blush and a powder highlight. They don't have names, it just says cream blush and highlighter. But yeah, we're gonna use this. I'm excited. So I didn't set my cheeks down, and I thought we could do a brush on one side and then a sponge on the other for the blush. I did actually use the highlighter, so that's the only thing that I've used out of everything in today's video. So this brush is the ColourPop F9. I'm just gonna like sort of swirl and tap into this. I used to use a stippling brush to apply my makeup when I first started getting into makeup, which was like, I don't know, 12 years ago now. It applies it really nice. I don't know why I stopped doing that. So let's apply onto the cheeks. Okay, so with the brush, it is definitely like buildable. I'm like dipping back into, maybe I'm just not taking enough. Maybe I'm just a little scared. So the blush in the pan looks like it's not like a matte. It has a bit of a sheen. That builds up really nicely. I actually quite like that actually. I probably wouldn't wear this blush color with this eye look. It's a little bit too pinky for me because I like to be monochromatic. Okay, now time for the sponge side. So I'm just gonna, it's hard to see because my sponge is red. Okay, even with the sponge, it is still like very buildable. You gotta take quite a bit onto the sponge as well. So far I think I'm liking the brush side a little bit more. But this side I feel like is my favorite side of my face. So maybe that's why the blush looks better. I don't know. I don't know. This has like a scent to it. It smells like Chinese herbal medicine. Surely it's not my brush, because I did wash it, but I don't know. I think both sides is good with like a brush and a sponge. I think you definitely get more pigment with the brush, but I think that's to be expected. And I look very sunburnt. This is a really good sunburn color. I need to diffuse it out a little bit. So let's now use the highlighter. So this brush is the ColourPop F33. And it's just applying that to the tops of my cheekbone. Alright guys, so this is the final look using the mini BIBA palette as well as the mini rose cheek duo. I love how this look turned out. I feel like it's very me. If anything, I think I just used a little too much blush, and because of the shade, it looks like I got a little sunburn, but still, I love the look. I love both products. I love the eyeshadow formulation. I love the highlighter as well as the blush. I don't think either products are something you necessarily need to have in your collection. Because the shades are not anything like, you know, unique or crazy, but if you do choose to pick these up because of the colors, because you like the shades, you definitely will use these a lot in your everyday makeup. I can see myself using it a lot. Out of the two, I know they're completely two different products, but I really love the eyeshadow palette. I would highly recommend this. I mean, I don't have a big Natasha Denona collection, but out of the three that I have, this definitely would be my favorite, like by a mile, just because of the shades. I love the shades. I think it's the perfect size. It's the perfect ratio from mattes to shimmers. Like, this is very ideal for me. The colors, the shades, I love it. Like, I'm probably gonna put this in my top drawer because it will fit in my top drawer. And I also really did enjoy this cheek duo. I think the cream blush was really nice. The highlighter was really nice. So I see myself using both a lot. Really happy that I have these in my collection. So yeah, that pretty much does conclude today's review, first impressions, tutorial situation. I hope you guys found it helpful, even though I'm sure you guys have already seen so many reviews on these palettes already, but I thought you guys could see it on my skin tone just in case you have a similar skin tone to me. But yeah, with that being said, if you guys did enjoy today's video, if you could give the video a thumbs up for me, I'd appreciate it so much. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching as always. Love you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!